Welcome, everybody, to the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. And Sam and I, as you can see, have a couple of guests tonight. Next to Sam, Brent, you would like to introduce him?
Yeah, Athletic Director Brent Duncan. Always glad to have him next to me, even though sometimes I have a hard time getting things out of him. But, I like him anyway.
Right.
Glad to be back.
Are you really?
Always.
Oh, okay. Kerry Brown, the head Spartan coach. Kerry, welcome to the show, and you guys are on a roll.
Well,
we won 3 out of 4.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, 3 out of 4. But appreciate being here and you guys having us, and we'll do our best to stay on that roll.
Big event coming up a week from Tuesday in Connersville. Give us the pairings, Brent.
Well, Tuesday night you have the Spartans playing the Tigers at 7 o'clock, the only game on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, you're going to put me on the spot. We got Rushville, the first game, and Batesville and Franklin County game 2, and Greensburg do the bye for Friday night. They'll play the winner of us and Lawrenceburg.
Yeah, the pairings came out, and a lot of discussion today as to who's the favorite, and you got ticket information?
I do have ticket information.
Why don't you tell us how you can get a ticket?
Starting tomorrow, we'll have anybody that's got an all-sport ticket can bring their ticket in and get a season pass, $10. You can get 1 ticket for each pass that you have. We will punch those passes to make sure we give you the ticket. And then on Wednesday, we'll open them up to anybody and everybody. So,
Did you meet with the athletic directors today?
We did have a meeting today at the Old Roost and went over the do's and the don'ts and how things are going to go. And lots of them took tickets, so be nice to have a whole house full of Spartans with the rest of them. So,
can you reveal how many Spartan tickets there will be available?
Whatever is not sold yet.
Well, that's
See?
right. Sam, we're going to you're closest to him.
But I can tell you, Greensburg took 350, Rushville took 200, Lawrenceburg took 200, Batesville took 150, Franklin County took 100, South Dearborn took 50.
So that ought to leave about 4,000 for us.
And whatever's left is be up for buy. Our families of our kids are getting them today.
Sure.
So they'll get their chance to get theirs before everybody else, just because it's nice to have the immediate family of the kids on your team at the game. So they're in picking up their tickets today, and we'll open up to the season ticket holders tomorrow, and we'll open up to everybody on Wednesday. So 7:30 to 4 at the athletic office.
Okay, can you direct them there? The folks don't know where you are.
Well, it's not on the old side by the high school anymore, in the gym area anyway, but
Right.
you have to park out in the flag area up front and walk through the opening there and turn right and go into Jackson Hall, and we're right over by the main office.
Okay.
So
Well, I think you will sell all your tickets.
that would be great. We'll have to keep track so we don't go over our allotted limit, so the fire marshal doesn't come and see us.
So people wanting season pass, tournament pass for $10. If they don't, how much is it at the door?
You can buy them at the door $6 a night. So you can pay $10 to watch 4 nights, or you can pay $6 for 4 nights and pay $24. So whichever one you want to do. Personally, we would like the second way, but I know that's not the most economic way. So, but for $10, you can start buying tomorrow if you don't want to wait, and then you just buy at the door at $6 each night you come.
Okay, so everything's worked out and ready for the ball to be tossed into the air. And
All the paperwork's in place. It's just a matter of playing the games now.
And the IHSA sends their officials. You don't have anything to do
They
with
have
it.
been assigned. So,
Okay.
all 6 of them.
So are you happy
With
with anything? I don't.
yeah, everything's good. So.
Kerry, the kids ready? You think?
Yeah, I think we will be. We've got one more game tomorrow night, senior night, and we are practicing better overall down the stretch. We had a setback Friday night home against Franklin County, but we rebounded and showed some resiliency and got a road win with all the distractions down at Lawrenceburg on Saturday night. So we've got to practice tonight, game tomorrow, then a few practices to get ready for Lawrenceburg, and then hopefully a few more practices to get ready for Greensburg, and then a very short turnaround from Friday to night's semifinals to Saturday's championship game against whoever comes out of the bottom. But yeah, I felt pretty good about our chances. Obviously, I think most people on paper is going to say Greensburg's the favorite, and then to be honest, I think anybody else can beat anybody else. South Dearborn, Franklin County. Obviously, Batesville's beat us. Franklin County beat us. We beat Lawrenceburg. We beat Rushville. So it's a real hodgepodge of the rest of us. But goals will be playing on Saturday night and have an opportunity or a chance to win a sectional championship.
Well, I know you look forward all throughout the season as playing the best basketball this time of the year as you approach the tournament.
We have played some really good basketball.
Sure.
East Central, most recently to go down there and on their floor win by 19, and then to go over to New Palestine and be up 31 and win by whatever it was. Yeah. Those were two really, really good road wins. And then we got a wake-up call Friday against Franklin County, but then we responded, like I said, and went down to Lawrenceburg and beat a very solid team on their court down there on their senior night. So I think we're 3 of those 4 games we've played really well. 11 of those 12 quarters that we won those games, we played really good basketball. We just got to bottle it and bring it for 3 nights. 2 games, I guess. I don't want to leave out Tuesday night's game. That's a big game for us and our seniors because of the time, the commitment, the dedication that they put into our program. But then once we get past Tuesday night, our entire focus will be on the sectional, and we want to make sure that we've done our best, and I have no doubt that our kids and our coaching staff will.
We met Greensburg first game of January, and it was an 8-point victory for the Pirates, but it was a good ball game.
Yeah, that seems like a long time ago. We were tied at halftime, and then ended up getting beat by 8. We went down 10 or maybe 12, but I think we got back as well, closer, and then, free throws stretched it out the end. So, we can't worry about Greensburg until after we're done with Lawrenceburg. I mean, obviously one of the assistant coaches will start looking at them. And it's I don't know if it's nice or not, but we just played Lawrenceburg, so we're going to be really familiar with them.
Sure.
But they're going to be really familiar with us. So, but there's no looking past anybody in the tournament. When you start looking past someone, then you'll end up watching from the outside and not competing in it.
Well, I know the kids are going to work hard, and they will want to get a victory, and they're going to have a lot of fan backing as we have all season long.
Our fans have been super. They stuck around during the power outage down at Lawrenceburg the other night. A lot of them could have went and done something else, went home. But they were tremendous staying, and then, thank goodness the kids rewarded them with a great effort, very good performance, and got a road win. But, we've traveled like that all year. I don't know if we had more the other night, but there's many times we're on the road where we've had more people than the home team. And obviously at the Bowl, we've had great support this year, as in every year. So I wouldn't be going out on a limb at all saying that we have the #1 fans in the state. Someone else would be hard-pressed to come up with more support, both at home and on the road, than we have here.
Well, yeah, they're great people to follow the kids like they do. And Lawrenceburg fire blew a transformer. What did you guys figure out? What were you told?
It's exactly that. The transformer blew and 2 elbows came loose and the wires connected and caught it on fire. And, it was just kind of, some of the lights on when we got there for the JV game, it was kind of dark, and then they all just went off. And
they were flickering when we got there after 5 o'clock. And
one by one they went out.
I noticed that the security lights that were supposed to stay on didn't stay on for the whole time, so eventually it was complete darkness. So
the only lights were people's cell phones. I mean,
and Lawrenceburg's a band making some noise, so that was a good thing. So
I kept thinking, how are these kids playing in the dark? How do they see the notes or whatever?
They all got the iPads and stuff. With
okay.
On, so I like the old days with paper.
Memorized.
Memorized. So.
Well, seems like crazy things happen when the Spartans play.
Some days.
That's a first, I think, for me ever being in a place where the power went out like that.
I agree.
We had one time we had to get in the tunnel because of severe weather, I remember.
A tornado, and then we had about maybe my first year as assistant, sectional girls in the bowl, and the transformer blew into town. So it'd be about 3 hours. They were in the third quarter of the Muncie Central Anderson sectional game. I was running gymnastics meet at the high school, and Pam Noble called me and says, "How long till you're done?" I said, "Maybe 20 minutes." She says, "Hurry up. We're coming out to finish the sectional." So packed everybody up, put the Indians and the Bearcats on the bus, and finished the girls sectional from the third quarter on to the end of the high school gym. After we cleaned the gym floor from gymnastics with all this chalk dust, if you've been in there to ever watch a
Yes.
gymnastics, you got to get all that chalk dust up over because it's awful slick. So thank goodness it was Anderson and Muncie Central because they did not have a large crowd, so we were able to get them all in the top bleachers at the high school gym.
Well, that's interesting. Things like that happen. JV games, an official game, happened in the third quarter.
Yeah, coaches agreed to mutually just end it. We were up probably close
18.
to 20, and there's 19 seconds to go in the third. And time we would have got the lights back on, and
And the JV team
the
had
JV team finished would be.
they had a huge lead.
Yeah,
so it's
And they wanted to, the Lawrenceburg people wanted to have their senior night festivities between games.
So
So
they thought they were going to do it while the lights were out, but they didn't have any power for the mic, so they didn't have any bikes with wireless operated on batteries. So plus you wouldn't be able to see them after a while. So
well, it worked out. But our senior night tomorrow night.
tomorrow night we'll recognize the boys basketball seniors right after the JV game before we do the 20-minute warm-up at the varsity game,
Okay.
and then we'll recognize the cheerleaders, the Spartanettes, and the band members that are seniors at halftime of the varsity game. So
Sounds an interesting night. Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
an emotional for some people.
I was going to say when.
We kind of started doing the boys and the girls before the warm-up. That way, if they decide to have a little bit of emotions, they got at least 20 minutes to get back to the right frame of mind and get all those feelings out a little bit and get the jitters going.
and then they can spend halftime in the locker room
there's nothing
getting
worse than having a real
coached.
close game and you're doing senior night at halftime and everybody
part
else
of
is
the
getting
players
instruction
here.
and your seniors are out on the floor
Right.
not listening to what you need to get done to the second half to be successful. So
This Northeastern team, I looked at their record today, printed that off, 16-5, 2A school, but they're always competitive, always good.
We've got 3 common opponents. Union County, we both beat. Delta, we beat. They lost to in a 8-10 point game, and then Rushville, who we beat in a close game, and they actually beat them maybe 15 points. So if you look and compare scores, it should be a good game tomorrow night.
They're a comparable team to some Class 3A, don't you think?
They've had some really good players. The Smith kid went and played down Florida Division II school. He had an older brother. They've got 2 very good players this year that I think are being recruited. They're both juniors. I'm probably missing somebody that played over there, but they've been really good for the last, seems like about since Coach Ross has taken over. And they had some good teams before that, but they've been very competitive last few years, winning their sectional.
Yeah.
Normally go into a regional with the Indianapolis schools that feed out of it, or Shenandoah, who's been really good and haven't been able to get out of the regional, but losing to some really top-tier teams.
They play the Spartans tough, too.
They have.
really
I
do.
think one of the years we won the sectional, they beat us over at their place, if I remember correctly, and that was one of the years we won the sectional, and that was when they had both of the Smith boys and some other kids. They've had some size. They've got some size back right now. They've got a 6'7" kid, and then 2 of the kids that started last year, Lumpkin and Van Landingham, who are
Yes.
really good
I
players.
remember
So
him. Yes, right.
it'll be a good game.
I don't know what their enrollment is, but they may be close to getting into 3A one of these days.
I'm not sure about
Oh,
that.
I'd
I
say
think
they're
both.
probably 500 to 600 at
Oh,
best,
okay, I
maybe
thought
5, more in the 500s if I'm guessing.
Well, it'll be a good ball game, I know. They'll,
Always has
I think
been,
it will be.
Yes.
and usually physical.
Going back, way back, Matt Howard days, they would be right there with us. Maybe one year maybe one year they won when we had Matt.
I think that might be right because we always scouted at the end of the year, and they may have won here at the end of the year on the bowl floor, it seems like.
when we were in 3A before, and you would bring those teams over here. We liked you, but we didn't like you winning at the time.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have the sectional here back at Spartan Bowl, and Spartans will have the advantage of being the home team. Do you guys think there's a 3 or 4 point advantage to playing at home?
Well, you like to think so, but
I hope
sometimes
so.
we've struggled a little bit at times on the home court this year.
Well, I
so.
think people, whatever, have studied it and said that they believe the home floor is an advantage to the team.
It's been an advantage for us the last few years. I mean, we went through maybe 2 seasons
Almost
undefeated
threefold.
at there, maybe almost 3. We have not played as well at home this year, but we'll see if we can do something about that. But sometimes it's who you're playing as well. But we've gone on the road and played really well.
Yes.
So we just, got to bottle that, and whatever we've been doing on the road, we got to get it done here at home.
Take the kids on a bus trip before the game, make them think it's an away game or something. You might try
Drive
that.
around the block a couple of times.
Well, I know the kids are going to play hard, and they want to win it for the Spartan fans.
It'll be nice. I think the support, just the familiarity, not having to get on the bus. So if there is an advantage, hopefully there is, we take advantage of it.
The fans give these kids energy, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
The kids feed off of the.
You can tell if you're not in a gym, but which team's hitting the buckets by listening to the crowd noise out in the hallway.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
if you hear a faint cheer, you know it's from the far northwest corner. If you hear a loud cheer, you know it's the other 7/8 of the bowl cheering. So it's easy to tell who's making the buckets as you're walking
Yes.
through. And you don't always have to see what it is. You may not know the score, but you know who's doing the scoring. So.
It's important to take the fans out of the game, isn't it?
I think so, especially if you're on the road. For them to be loud and disruptive, I think that's something that can affect your team. But by the same token, I think when they're loud and disruptive at home or on the road, I think that can help to inspire and motivate your kids. They know they're there or not, as the case may be. So if the fans are active and enthusiastic, I think sometimes that lends itself to our boys being more active and enthusiastic.
I think so.
We talk a lot about, bringing the energy and the enthusiasm, and I think we're at our best when we do those things.
I know it's going to be a great tourney, and Spartans have to win 3. That's all there is to it. There's no alternative, Coach.
No, and I don't think there's, as far as the draw went, it didn't do us any favors, if there are any. But again, after Greensburg, I think anybody's capable of beating anybody. Some teams may not match up individually as well against other teams, but I really believe that anyone else can beat anybody else in the tournament. So, if we have to go through Lawrenceburg and then Greensburg and whoever comes out of the bottom, we'll have played the 3 best teams in it. But as we were sharing earlier before we went on the air, that's kind of how the route we've taken back when we won the sectional before. I know there was years we had to play Greenfield. It only lost 4 games, Mount Vernon in the semis, and then Newcastle on their home floor, and we had no easy route. We didn't back into anything before, and we won't back into any championships if we can win one this year either.
I know you want to earn it, and so do the kids. And I think, I don't know what you talk to your kids about before a game. Is there any set things that you say before each game?
Well, we have certain keys offensively or defensively that we feel we have to accomplish to be successful. And then we always remind them, none of those make a bit of difference if you don't play hard. Right. So we do have some things that we're trying to key in on, but it doesn't make any difference. I mean, if for example, we say we've got to win the free throw or the rebounding battle, or we've got to contest so-and-so and not let them have their three-point shots, none of that matters. If they play harder than us, usually none of those keys matter. So, I mean, we try to emphasize those types of things, and then obviously play smart, play together, and play for as close to 32 minutes as you can. I don't know if anybody's going to play a perfect game, but we go through stretches sometimes where we don't perform or produce for 4, 6, 8 minutes at a time, and you just need to limit those and minimize those stretches and maximize the stretches when you're really locked in, focused, and executing and playing well.
Play hard and play smart, and you'll be rewarded.
Most of the time, I think you will be.
Yes.
I watch a lot of college basketball, and the point you made about 4 or 6 minute stretch where teams don't score or don't perform, don't play defensively as well as they can. I mean, it's not just limited to us and not at the high school level, it's at all levels.
Not at all. And I'm an IU fan, so I watch them a lot. And I don't watch them a lot, but I do watch them a little bit. And they, it's similar. They go through the same types of things, and they've got high caliber athletes where they don't make shots, or they turn it over, or they don't get stops like you want to with the frequency you want to. So it's not just Connor's own. It's not just a high school game. obviously the team that does the better job of performing and executing is going to stand a chance of winning the game. So that's the goal, and to try to get your kids just to be where their feet are on that one offensive possession or that one defensive possession, and you can't worry about the last one and you can't worry about the next one. The only one that matters is the one that you're involved in at that minute. And sometimes if I made a turnover, my mind's still on that. Or if I missed a shot, my mind's still on that, and you can't let that affect you. And I think the teams that do the best job of that usually stand the best chance of winning.
Something that we've talked about on occasion, that people tend to look at a missed shot or a missed play at the end of the game, but those ones in the first quarter are just as important as the ones in the fourth quarter to execute.
Exactly. Whether it was a missed block out or, we use those examples all the time, and we did. Most recently, I know we talked about a missed block out that cost us 2 points, and for all practical purposes, we really got beat by one the other night. We had to foul at the end, so they got that second point. But so that was a possession, or not getting your hand up on a guy that's not a good shooter, but you didn't contest him, and the guy knocks it down because it was a horse shot. We go back through, and those are the points that we try to teach and remind our kids, our players, that every possession does count throughout the course of the game.
Let's look at the sports this week for CHS. Not a whole lot going on. On Tuesday, the boys diving regional at Brownsburg, 6 o'clock. Brent, are we still in it?
Yeah, we have our junior Quentin Jones will be traveling to Brownsburg. He finished in the top 8 last year. There's 20 divers. He's got to finish in the top 8 this year, and if he does, he'll be at the natatorium come Saturday morning, and the top 20, I believe, or 24 coming in to the
yeah, you can
state
tell
meet.
He's a great little diver.
He got there last year, and he's about 50 or 60 points better than he was last
Good.
year. In fact, fortunately, he finished second in the sectional last year, and he got third this year, so he's gotten better, but so's the diving around him. So we'll wish Quentin a lot of luck come tomorrow night at Brownsburg, and hopefully he'll make that top 8, and we can make that trip to the natatorium on Saturday, and it'd be great to hang a medal on his neck come Saturday afternoon. So
That'll be great. Well, yeah, best of luck to that young man. Spartan basketball with Northeastern. Game times are 6 and 7:30, the senior night, last regular season games. On Friday, the boys swimming preliminaries at 6 p.m. at the IUPUI natatorium. Do we have any youngsters in that?
in the swimming, no, we didn't have anybody that we had. Jonah Hensley finished second in both the 50 and the 100 freestyle, but you got to win or make the state cut. He didn't make the state cut and got second in 2 events. So if he'd been in a couple other sectional, it's one of those things that's where you at. He probably had a faster time than about 6 people coming in from other sectionals, but it just depends on where your location's at when you go to the meet and who you got to swim against. So.
Okay, well, we wish our diver good luck. On Saturday, the diving state finals at 9 o'clock, I believe, in the morning.
The diving started at 9. The swimming finals will start at 1.
Okay.
So.
And the gymnastics sectionals start time 11 o'clock. Spartan Bowl. How many gymnastics team?
8 full teams and 1 gymnast from Union County. So.
Hope Spartan.
Wish our girls best. Got to be in the top 3 as a team to get out, or you got to be in the top 6 in each individual event, or the all-around to advance to the next level.
And they advance to
Columbus East on Saturday, March the 7th. It's unusual because usually Columbus East once has theirs on Friday night, which is a direct conflict with some of our girls who are gymnasts and cheerleaders, and we hope to be playing in the sectional semifinal come March 6th, and then they'll do March 7th at 11 or 1. I don't remember the exact start time on Saturday. I'll have to look at the paper Pete just sent. So.
The middle school girls basketball, the red team plays Wednesday with South Dearborn Spartan Arena at 5:30. The white team plays Thursday, Spartan Arena at 5:30 against Franklin County. And the middle school wrestlers, Monday is South Dearborn, and Saturday these guys will go to Madison for an invitational, and that is at 8:30 in the morning start. Area basketball team records here in the final week of the regular season. Rushville 6-16. They lost 51-34 to Oldenburg Academy. They're home Friday with North Decatur. Union County 5-16, lost 59-52 at Union City. Home Friday with Batesville. Franklin County 8-11. They won 46-44 at Spartan Bowl. Home Thursday with Richmond. Centerville 6-14. They won 50-45 over Tri Tuesday at Wapahani, and Cambridge City at Cambridge City on Friday. And Cambridge City Lincoln is 12-8. They won 59-54 over Seton Catholic Friday home with Centerville. Richmond 15-7. They won 79-75 over Lafayette Jeff Thursday at Franklin County. So final week for boys basketball, and the firing gets underway next week on the sectional. And
I just want to say that, we had Beat Cancer in four-quarter game Friday night with Franklin County, and the two communities did an outstanding job raising money for the American Cancer Society. And
$23,000?
$23,012.90 to be exact. So, and I actually picked up another $40 today from somebody. So
Okay.
we'll add a little bit to that total. But
it's wonderful.
It's just outstanding. Last year we were about 18,000, so we're about 5,000 good to what we did last year, and hopefully next year as the groups continue to work together, which will be the goal. I'm not sure everybody's on board with us being collaborative. I think some people still like that competition, but the goal should be to raise as much money as we can as a group.
Everybody
And,
wins.
So if we're at 23,000 next year, maybe we'll be a little higher than that the year after. So anybody wants to get involved with that, see our student council people, and we'll see if we can outdo that next year.
That's a great event, it really is. And I know, Kerry, you're proud of the Spartans being a part of it.
Yeah, I was talking with another coach who did the event the same night, was South Dearborn, Lawrenceburg, and they raised just over 15,000. And I told him what we raised, and he was like, "What did you do so special?" Because they did a number of things. And I said, our students got involved, obviously donations from the community. That night they were taking donations.
T-shirt sales.
T-shirt sales, and then who was the lady headed up in the community?
Bertie McKenna.
So I said, but
Smith.
really, they did a GoFundMe page down there, and again, we just blew them away. And then he also shared with me that I think the largest donation from something like this through the IBCA, that we do this through the IBCA as well, was like $20,000. So to my knowledge, that's the biggest amount that's been raised or ran through the IBCA to donate to the American Cancer Society.
Yes.
Now ours, I think, stays local. I turn that information into our Coaches Association, but it doesn't really run through there like a lot of the other boys basketball programs do. So tremendous job, tremendous.
Yeah, it's many thousands of dollars have been raised through that.
Yeah, last 2 years we've been over 40,000 combined. So
I know it's
great.
helping in the research, and it's a great thing to get the kids involved. I think it makes them better citizens, and they're willing to work hard for that.
Just makes them aware, volunteerism and participation in your community and supporting your community. And our kids have done some other things, Spartan Warriors for Catherine, and then a friend of mine, they've got involved in other charitable nights and events to help support people that needed that help and support. We worked at Gleaner's Food Bank distribution, so our kids do a good job, a great job of getting them involved in events in the community for others.
Coach, you got a win over Northeastern Tuesday night, and Brent starts selling tickets.
come out and see us tomorrow morning, 7:30 in the morning. We'll be ready to roll.
7:30 in the morning, okay?
We'll be there.
Well, at least it's daylight then, so they can.
It is now.
So they can find you. Sam, you got a final word for these
Well,
guys?
I know that parking, people always complain about parking, but the Reed Hospital has said that we can use their lots. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
we can use a lot on the north side of Reed between there and the immediate care, and then they're over a full lot on the east side of Virginia over there. Miller Master Robbins said we could use their parking lot if they
Good.
weren't having a funeral, and then of course you can always walk 2 blocks to the south and park in those spots down there and walk up the alleyway. But you can sit 20 minutes getting out of the so-called largest and finest fieldhouse parking lot, but you can walk 5 minutes to your car here and be gone in 2 from that point. So,
Exactly.
Thanks, Brent. Thanks, Kerry.
Appreciate you having us.
Thanks, everybody, for watching this edition of the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. Good night.